If you are anything like me, you have been lied to about money. Now, in this video, I want to actually break down 10 things that I have been lied to when it comes to money. Now, these are things that I had to learn over time. And now that I've learned them, it is definitely my thing to share. So I'm going to tell you the things that I learned to help you avoid those same pitfalls if you haven't hit them yet. Now, today I am collaborating with Justine from Debt-Free Millennials, and she has a lot of great videos on her channel to help you understand how to use money better. And then she also has a really good budget tool that she's been using to help her, and it's helped her get out of her debt. So make sure you check her channel out as well in order to get you more information. So let's check out the 10 things that I've learned and let's see what you can learn today. Over time, as I've gotten better with money, I wanted to show people how they can get better with money, because I know that I am no different than anybody else. If I can do it, I know you can do it. And me being able to share this information with you makes me happy. This is the circle that needs to get completed. So let's get into what I've learned over time. The first thing that I've learned over time is that saving will not make you rich. Saving will not make you rich at all. From the neighborhoods that I've grown up in, from everywhere that I've been, this is one thing that I have been taught, and it was ingrained in my mind, that saving will make you rich. You get a job, every single time you get paid, you set aside money from that job. It's a great idea, but the mere concept that you will actually be able to save and live off of your savings is not true whatsoever. The reason why is inflation. For example, if you are saving, we've all heard of the gallon of milk, gallon of gas, whatever used to cost XYZ in 1970, 1960, whatever. We've seen these graphs. That is the example of inflation. It used to cost a specific price at that time, and now fast forward to now, the cost has increased merely because the cost of money has increased. That is inflation. This is why you need to have your money working for you. A simple savings account can be used to help you have an emergency fund, but depending on it in order to help you retire, not going to work. Instead, what you need to do is you need to invest. Whether you invest in crypto, whether you invest in stocks, whether you invest in bonds, whether you invest in real estate, whether you invest in coins, investing. The key term is investing. You have to invest your money. You figure out the vehicle that works best for you. There are a lot of pros and cons to all of them, but ultimately you figure out what fits your personality. Now, one thing that I enjoy doing is showing you how to invest. So make sure that you check out the rest of my videos, because I give a lot of tips on how to read charts as well as stock picks. The next thing on my list, number 2, that I have been taught that I had to completely unlearn and relearn, is that if you work hard, you will get far. I have been taught this. My culture has been taught this, that if you work hard, that you will make it far. Now, there is some truth to working hard. You cannot be afraid to work. That is true. However, the fallacy in this is that you continue to work hard, that you will just all of a sudden get into something. All right? It's not true. A lot of times what happens is relationships. You have to form the correct relationships in order to get you a little bit further. Otherwise, working hard, the reward for working hard, I'm sorry to say, is more work. You will get more work because everybody recognizes that you work hard. So putting more on your shoulders does not faze them. And if you don't say anything, then you ultimately will continue to work, and you probably never get a chance to see the return off of working that hard. Put your efforts into relationships. Make sure you figure out the best way to utilize your time to find the synergies that help you when you do put in that work. Now for the third one. The third one is going to hit you hard for the fact that everybody tends to think this, that more money equals happiness. Now, this one is going to hit home because a lot of people think that if you simply earned a little bit more money, that you would automatically just have the smile on your face because you financially figured out money. Well, that is not true because happiness is never based upon money. While the stress of finances can definitely be alleviated if you do have more money, but learning how to use money is actually the better thing that you need to do. There are a lot of people who make minimal incomes and have a very, very happy lifestyle. And then there are also a lot of people who earn six figures and are really living paycheck to paycheck. That's because they have a lot of expenses. So one of the things that you can do is learn how to budget. If budgeting is not your tool, make sure that you do use that budget tool that Justine has available. It is great. How many rich people have you seen in news that have done things to themselves because they're lonely or they don't trust people? Things come along with more money that you may not necessarily want. So you have to understand that more money is not going to automatically equal happiness. Happiness comes from within. Focus on yourself. Focus on the relationships that you have, and there you will derive the true value of what happiness is. Now, helping you relieve yourself of financial stress, that is true. You can make more money, but you still need to know how to use that money because you can easily find yourself in the same situations over and over again if you misuse that money. Okay, so now the fourth thing that I've learned is about life insurance. I was always told you don't need life insurance, or you only need term life insurance. All right, we're going to break down a few of these things here because I was told originally I don't really need life insurance. And it was because I was never asking the question if I really needed it. I was just in the belief that I didn't need it. Well, the fact of the matter is we all die. There's no getting around it. So life insurance makes total sense because you are going to use it. It's the only policy that you will ever use that is insurance. Guaranteed. All right. Then there comes the buy term, invest the difference group. All right. Well, that does make some sense because it allows you to have more capital to actually do investments. The reality is some of us really just are risk averse and are really scared to get involved in the stock market. So with that being said, having a whole life or permanent life insurance policy actually makes a lot of sense because it takes the investment out of your forte and actually puts it in their bucket, and they do the investments for you because you do get a return on that money. So buying life insurance is something that I believe every person should do, whether it's term or permanent. It's up to you. There are differences that you have to understand, and that can come at a later date. Doing so, you need to make sure you have your money in that bucket because in the event that the day comes that you are no longer here, you want to have everything set up for the people that you love. All right, time for the fifth one here. All right, buying versus renting. A lot of people have told me before that buying is way better than renting. And then over time, I've learned that there are actually some advantages of doing renting instead of buying. And the things that I've learned over time is that if you truly want to own an asset, then you would buy it. Okay. And if you do not want to do the upkeep, the maintenance required that is for that asset, then renting it is probably the better thing to do. In addition to that, as a business owner, renting has its advantages because it's a tax write-off. You can actually write off the things that you rent if you're using it for your business. Just know that you do not need to own everything that you want. All right. You can rent and it can make a lot of financial sense to you. Ooh, number six, I could not wait to get to. It's too late to invest. Oh, it's too late. I can't do this now. That is false. It is never too late to invest. Now, while it is true that if you are late in the investing game, it takes a lot more energy in order to get you to where you may financially want to be. That is true. But it's never too late to invest because you have to start somewhere. Something is better than nothing. You have to understand that concept. Because of that, the sooner you start, the better off you will be. It is never too late to invest. If you have been told this, you have been lied to, and you need to directly address that, because investing is the only tool that is going to help you fight inflation effectively. Get to investing as soon as you can. Trust me on this. It is never too late. Something else I learned over time when it comes to cars, the new car versus the old car. When you get more money, a lot of people think because you get more money, you're supposed to spend more money. And that right there is the trap. That's the trap that everyone expects you to get into. So when it comes to cars, the new car versus the old car, you do not need a new car. I'm going to tell you now. That idea that you think you need to live lavishly because you've earned a little bit more money is definitely what's going to either keep you in debt or get you in further debt. You don't need a new car. All you simply need to do is make sure that the one that you have works. In fact, most millionaires probably only drive a Ford, Toyota, a Honda. Jeff Bezos was driving a Honda Accord for the longest time. Keep that in mind. You don't need a new car. Take care of the one that you have. This one ties along with two of my points earlier, all right? The eighth thing that I've learned is that you do not need to be rich to invest. We have thought the lifestyle of investing belonged strictly to the upper income, the wealthy. It does not. It can be done by anybody. All right, this is a fact. Anybody. Here's a prime example. Me, I am in my basement recording, okay? I don't need a fancy studio in order to do all of this. The internet has become the gateway tool to help a lot of people attain wealth that they've never gotten before. You do not need to be wealthy to be investing. You can simply take $10 a week. A lot of people have access to $10 a week. You can do this. If that's all you have, don't be ashamed of it, okay? I started off with $25 a week, and I built myself from there. If you don't have $25, that's okay, because you only need to set aside a specific amount of money that fits you. There's only one you. Make sure that that one you puts a plan in place in order to invest. You don't need to be rich at all. You just need to be consistent. Set aside money and take it from there. Number 9 is going to smack you in the face. My culture has been taught this one for too long. And that phrase is, if I hit the lotto. How many of us have gone into work, we played the Mega Millions or the Powerball or whatever it is, and everyone puts into the pot in order to get tickets so they can win the lottery? It sounds great as far as a social event, but the reality is odds are never in your favor to get that. Yes, we do have winners, and yes, you can't win if you don't play. Yes, those are true. But we're talking about the odds of you winning. And then I'm going to go back to point 8 of invest something. You do not need to be rich in order to invest. That money you used in order to participate in that lottery, you could have easily used in order to invest in yourself. And the last one I'm going to share with you, which is my top one here. You have to spend money on education. You simply have to spend money on education. And that is because it gives you access to information that you didn't have. I would have never gotten as far as I've gotten in my life right now without education. The resources that you get from educating yourself is endless. There is really no true cost that you can actually put on that. The value of it is invaluable. I've paid for courses in order to help me understand things a little bit better. And because of that, that enriched my knowledge in what I wanted to learn. I already have the drive. That was a no-brainer, but making sure that I invested my time to get information from somebody else who may already have that information, that is priceless. So if you are on the fence of trying to buy something that is going to be better for you, I simply say push the button. Of course, you want to do your research to make sure that you're not overspending for something. At the end of the day, educating yourself is priceless. You have to be able to put something towards getting yourself the knowledge to help you get further. And those are my top 10 things that I wanted to share with you, because these are things that I had to completely unlearn and relearn in my life. And if you are on that journey to financial freedom, these are things that you're probably going to run into at some point in time. And you're going to say, wow, I wish I knew that at XYZ age. Well, whatever age you are at, it is never too late to learn. And this is exactly why I am sharing this now. So thank you for spending your time with me. Make sure that you check out Justine's channel. She has a lot of great videos to help you understand how to use money better. And check out my channel as well, because I continue to work to show you how to invest and use technical analysis, what I like to call protecting your money in the stock market. Check my videos out and check you later. All right. Peace.